Vinny.
I'm JJ.
And I'm Owen.
And this is the play-by-play. Today we will be talking about a couple of different topics, but we're going to start off with Zach Ertz being released from the Cardinals. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's like a good topic to start with especially because he can come back to Philly, which
Yeah, that'd be nice.
he calls it his second home. So.
Yeah, especially since Dallas Goedert's hurt.
Yeah, he might come back next week, but it would be good just to have a little replacement and just to have him back in the Philadelphia Eagles uniform.
Two good tight ends.
Yeah. What's your opinion on the MVP race? Who do you think's going to win the MVP this year?
I personally think that Jalen Hurts is a good MVP candidate for this year, just because he's brought in the Eagles to a 10-0 or 10-1 record.
Yeah, I think he definitely could win MVP. Like right now, he's probably up there on top of the list as MVP candidate. What do you think about that, JJ?
Especially like with his passing now, he's got his passing game better, so I think he has a way better chance than he did last year.
Yeah, this offensive coordinator, he's been trying to get passes out and trying to get the run game in the second half, you know. But the first half, man, it's just been awful. What's your opinion on the offensive coordinator this year?
I think the offensive plays have not been very good. Run a passing play on 4th and 1.
Yeah, it's just.
I think with we have such a good line. I think anything with 3 yards and closer, we can run the ball and get the first down.
Yeah, especially with the tush push. If you're at the 1 yard line, it's automatic. I remember Nick Sirianni saying it's not 1st and 10, it's 1st and 9. Because you get that 1 yard from the tush push or the brotherly shove.
Speaking of the tush push, do you guys think that they're gonna ban it?
Well, in my opinion on it, it's the quarterback sneak, and people should stop complaining just because we had the best offensive line in the entire league.
It's a normal play pretty much. It's just the Eagles have their own take on doing it, which I don't think that should be banned.
And our QB can squat 600, so.
Yeah. Just like everyone else's, some people have the flea flickers, that's our play. The Lions have the flea flicker.
Yeah, and our play is the tush push.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion on the power rankings nowadays? Who do you think is going to be the top of the list, and then probably our top 5 in our power rankings instead of the top 10?
I'd say probably number 1 right now, Eagles. Number 2, maybe Chiefs or Ravens, and then Lions, probably.
I think mine are the Eagles, number 1, the 2, the 49ers, 3, the Ravens, 4, Chiefs, and 5 Lions.
Yeah, I forgot to put the 49ers.
I'm agree on you with that one, JJ. That's a perfect list. And, yeah, we could do the same thing with quarterbacks if you want. Yeah, we could do same thing with quarterbacks. So I'll list mine first. I think Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Brock Purdy this season's been pretty good, but he's just not good without Trent Williams. 4th, I'd probably say Lamar, and then 5th, I'd probably say Tua with Tyreek.
Yeah, I agree with that a lot, actually.
I think mine are Jalen Hurts at 1, Dak Prescott at 2, Patrick Mahomes at 3, Lamar Jackson at 4, and C.J. Stroud at 5.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud's been a great rookie. It's sad that he didn't get the number 1 and Bryce Young did.
He definitely should have won number 1 overall.
Yeah, it's sad that he didn't, because he's been really good. He has 2 rookie wide receivers, and yeah, it's kind of hard when you're playing with rookie wide receivers, but they're amazing. Tank Dell, it's really good wide receiver 1.
Who do you guys think has more to prove in the Eagles-49ers game?
I think the Eagles have more to prove with the trash talk that the 49ers should have won the NFC Championship last year because Brock Purdy was hurt and their second-string quarterback was hurt and the third-string quarterback got hurt. And they had Chris McCaffrey throwing flea flickers out there, and it was just not a good game. But I think the Eagles, and this is a must-win for the Eagles to shut up the trash talkers. And did you guys see what Deebo Samuel said?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking some trash, saying we definitely would have won, and we would have won the Super Bowl. It's a shame.
I really agree with that, especially after last season, how everyone said that we didn't play a good team, and then when we played the 49ers, Brock Purdy got hurt. So we have a lot to prove there. But also, Brock Purdy is coming off of his second year and off of an injury. So I feel like he can prove more.
Yeah.
Too.
Like, it could go either way.
Yeah, I personally think that the 49ers have more to prove just because the Eagles have been so good this year and they're like arguably the best team in the NFL, and the 49ers, like the NFC Championship last year, what happened with Brock Purdy and his injuries and all of that. But
Yeah.
I personally think that if the 49ers beat the Eagles, they probably would have still lost to the Chiefs last year because that was like an unbeatable Chiefs team.
Yeah, that was a tough Chiefs team. I think we could have beat them though. If that flag didn't happen, we could have got a couple stops and we could have won the game. What's your opinion on how the Eagles have been playing this season? Like, they haven't been doing so good in the first half, but doing great in the second half, making comebacks.
Yeah.
People have been saying it's lucky, but they just can't do luck twice in a row, and actually 3 times in a row now. And what's your opinion on the gauntlet of these tough games that we've been having? What's your opinion?
I feel like in the second half, everyone's saying like we should be like 6-5, like with the Cowboys called back touchdown, the dropped Marquez Valdez-Scantling touchdown, and like the horse collar on Josh Allen. About the Josh Allen thing, I just have one thing to say. He pulled him from the back or the front first, which is totally illegal.
Yeah, that
and then
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know what everyone's crying about. We're 10-1 and we should be.
Yeah, it's perfectly reasonable for us to be 10-1.
Because I mean, it's not like he pulled him from the back or anything.
Yeah, there was no flag that should have been called there. And people were saying after that play, it was called intentional grounding. Yes, he chucked the ball onto the ground. And yes, you could have said somebody was near him, but he was blocking. There's no way that he could have caught that. So,
Yeah.
also, I have one more thing to talk about. These gauntlet of games. How much do you think we are going to win? We already have 2 out of the 4 drops. Do you think we're going to beat the Cowboys at Dallas? And do you think we're going to beat the 49ers that we play in Philly? But it's a tough 49ers team with weapons and like Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Trent Williams. Their defense, this got Chase Young from the Commanders. Their defense has been nice. Nick Bosa. What's your opinion on that, Owen? Like, how many gauntlet games do you think we're going to win? Do you think we're going to win these 2?
I personally think that we might either lose to the 49ers. Maybe I say we probably beat the 49ers, but I think we might, maybe by like 2 or 3 points, we might lose to the Cowboys at home, just because the Cowboys defense has been so amazing.
Yeah.
And they've been playing really good.
So what about the Sixers? Let's go to the NBA now. What do you think? Who do you think's going to win?
So earlier this season, this is the 3rd time that the Sixers and Celtics are having a matchup this season. We're tied 1-1 in the series. I think the Sixers pull it out. I think Tobias Harris is going to have a good game tonight, have like 35 points.
That's a reasonable amount, yeah. I think that's good.
Oh, also about the Cowboys game, Duran Bland, if that's how you say it, he has more pick sixes than like Justin Jefferson has touchdowns.
Yeah,
this year. I mean, I know Justin Jefferson has been
injured. Yeah.
But still, it's crazy that a defensive player could have that many touchdowns.
Yeah, he's just a really good player. So back to the Sixers and Celtics. Tyrese Maxey's been playing amazing, and Joel Embiid. We lost to who did we lose to again?
The Pelicans.
Pelicans, yeah, because Joel Embiid was out, and yeah, it's a tough game when he's not there. But Maxey, he's a really good player. What's your opinion on Tyrese Maxey, JJ?
Tyrese Maxey, I feel like he's in the race for MVP as of right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I feel like he's gonna drop probably, 67 points tonight.
Ooh,
Whoa.
that's a
Wait, who they play against tonight?
Celtics.
Ooh.
that's a tough
See,
matchup.
that's a tough Celtics squad right there. Porzingis, Jaylen Brown, all of them. Jason Tatum, of course. I think that the Sixers really got to up their defense. I didn't think this would happen, but they're really missing Kelly Oubre on their team.
Yeah.
Of course, what happened with him.
Yeah, the car incident, right?
Yeah. And then I personally think that Tyrese Maxey's going for 32. I'm gonna say Embiid 25, and I'll
That's
say
a,
Sixers
that's a
win.
fair amount. Also, back to the NFL, we have our own fantasy team. It's an 8-player league. Do you guys want to talk about that? Like how standings have been going in our league?
So in the beginning of the season, teams like Owen and at the beginning of the season, I thought Owen, Joe, and Dylan were gonna be at the very top
Oh
of the
yeah,
league.
because Owen had the first pick with
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson, but unfortunately he's been injured.
But
for a
now
long
the
time.
standings are Vinny at 9-2, Dylan at 7-4, Dylan Kelly at 6-5, Joe at 6-5, Owen's aunt at 5-6, Owen at 4-7, me at 4-7, and Ashton at 3-8. What do you guys think about that?
Well, Ashton's been eliminated from the playoffs already, and I already clinched the playoffs. So, and Ashton's team is pretty bad. It's been doing good lately because he has C.J. Stroud, but he has a lot of players on bye this week, and yeah, I wish I could trade. I was trying to get a trade for Jalen Waddle. He says supposedly I have a super team. What's your opinion on my team?
So I think he has the most overpowered team the league has ever seen, like in the history of fantasy. It's pretty much unbeatable. I've lost to him twice, but the one thing I do gotta say is my record will most definitely be better if Justin Jefferson never got hurt. I had a very good start. I was like 4-1, and now I'm 4-7. So, injuries have really just messed my whole team up.
Yeah, so my team is Jalen Hurts at quarterback, DeAndre Swift at running back 1, running back 2 is Raheem Mostert, wide receiver 1 is Jamar Chase, wide receiver 2 is CeeDee Lamb, my tight end is Jake Ferguson, my flex is Alvin Kamara. I don't know what that sound was, the background.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was something going on in the recording studio. Steelers defense and Anders Carlson as my kicker.
So for my team, I have Jared Goff as my quarterback, Kyron Williams, Breece Hall as my running backs, Cooper Kupp and A.J. Brown as my wide receivers. I would have Cooper Kupp or A.J. Brown and Justin Jefferson, but of course injuries. George Kittle at the tight end and Dalton Schultz at my flex. And then for my defense, I have 49ers, and my kicker is Jake Elliott.
How do you think your teams are doing, JJ?
So right now I'm currently 4-7. I have Justin Fields, Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, Devontae Adams, Chris Olave, Travis Kelce, Devontae Smith, Browns defense, and Jason Myers, my kicker. Back to Vinny's team. I like Vinny, how he has the Jalen Hurts and DeAndre Swift duo. The only thing I don't like is running backs and quarterbacks will get you your most points on fantasy. So when the Eagles do have a bye, it's like you need to like pick up quarterbacks and like there's
Yeah.
not many good running back.
Fortunately for
quarterbacks.
me, when the Eagles had a bye, I was playing a pretty bad team in Dylan Kelly and what's it called? I had Geno Smith and Tyler Lockett in because my wide receivers were also out because the Bengals had a bye at the same time. And, yeah, fortunately, they had a really good game. Yeah, I went against Dylan Kelly that week. So back to the Jalen Hurts and DeAndre Swift thing. Yeah, when they were out on a bye, I thought it was going to be a tough week. I definitely thought I was going to lose, but I had Geno Smith and Dave Montgomery was in that day. They all went crazy. It was a good game for the Seahawks that day, too. So, yeah. What's it called? How's your fantasy, like, who do you think's going to win the fantasy, like, entirely, and who do you think's going to be the matchup in the championship?
I think you're going to win the fantasy because, like I said, you have the most unbeatable team. So I think it's going to be you, Vinny, and
Me.
definitely not you, JJ. Probably you and Dylan Taboga.
Yeah, he has a good squad. He has a good squad.
But the only thing with Vinny, who knows if the Saints aren't making it, so that leaves Alvin Kamara out. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but your kicker is also out.
Yeah, Anders Carlson.
Jamar Chase is not going to make the playoffs, and who knows how far the Dolphins go.
Yeah, it's a tough squad, but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All right, so that's it for the first
Yeah,
play-by-play
that's,
podcast.
that's it.